Welcome back to Bill's Workbench. I am going to upgrade this here TRX-4M. Put the trailing arms on there. As you saw last time in the last video, this thing did pretty good. It went places that the Furatech didn't, which is kind of nifty. It is doing well. Where after looking back at the video, the crawl video, I did notice that with the low end gearing on this thing, I am twisting the tires inside the rims. So I am going to glue those tires on because these are not beadlock rims. So we'll glue those tires on, so we'll do that too. But I want to install the trailing arms. Get started doing that. No instructions, but that's okay. We'll figure it out together. Looks like I need to unscrew some things, take some things off. So that's what we're going to do. These are titanium, by the way, so they're quite light. I wonder if, let's see. Go in one way. Oh, and then you put these probably to hold it. So let's put this first one in. O-ring. Does this still go on with that on there? No. So the O-rings keep these in place. Interesting. All right, so get the first one in. Pop that in there, get the next O-ring on, and there it is. Alright, so I will continue doing this, and you'll be right here. Well, I must have got it together right. I have extra parts. So if you have all these extra parts as well, then we got it together the same way, right or wrong at this point. We're going to find out by the end of the video if this many extra parts is correct or not. Okay, what do we have? We have screws on both sides. That's fine. We have that screw that comes out that goes through to the shock. This is screw, and then that is one screw. Okay, so I need to remove the wheels first. I think this is the 5mm one. Let's see. Yep. No, I'm going to put that on here. Well, I don't know why. Seems like a good idea at the time. We'll see if it is. Oh, I tried to use these to put those on, feed a whole bunch in, then boom, boom, boom. But I could not find a piece of brass that was the right size to do that. This has been a good little kit. It's brass cutoffs from K&S. So if you need like little brass pieces, that's a good way to get a bunch of them inexpensively. Alright, let's take off these guys. Let's see, I probably want to... How do I want to do this to make this easy on myself? I don't know if there is an easy way to do this. I'm going to start with the one on top of the pumpkin, and I probably should get these in order. Alright. Okay. And we'll take this one out. My guess is this is the long straight one. Yes. this side. Goes into here like so. That's the long. This is the short of it. And we'll put these last ones on here on the pumpkin. There we go. Look at that, I got them both through. That was lucky. And I'll undo this one. If you haven't put oil in your shocks yet, this is a good time to do it. 20 weight is what I found works well. Because you got your shock apart, you might as well do that. Those are called might as well tests, or since I'm here. And those will probably go in like this, is my guess. The short screw is probably here. Nice. I have already put oil in my shock, so I don't need to do that. Plenty of videos out there on how to do it. Alright, now why do I think that this is not such a good idea? Well, look at the drive shaft now. People were talking about how the O-ring was flopping out, and they're having to put shrink wrap on there. So I'm going to have to do that now, because before that was a little bit of protection. Not much, because it's flexed. Look how much flex that is. But it was nonetheless some protection on it. So I'll have to do that as we start working on this. All right, where's this one? Oh boy, howdy, this is going to be the fun one right here, because that is all part of the servo holder. If you're planning on upgrading your servo holder thingy, because there are those upgrades too, this would be a good time to do that. Do I have one of those? Let's look and see if I have one. Bearings, shocks. Ooh, I got shocks. That's good to know, because you'll see in one of my other videos we're talking about the MN82. Those I just ordered. I just tried to put the shocks on for those. So those shocks were awful. Oh, I have a servo to put in, and the servo holder. That's a whole different video. But if you have that, now's a good time to do it all at once. If you're interested in just doing the upgrades to do the upgrades, as opposed to doing like I'm doing, which is one at a time to see what each one does. Alright, cut that out, cut that out, cut that out. I think I'm going to have to take out these. At least this side, to get to them. We'll do one at a time. The more of this you take apart, the more you got to put together, but the more it starts really getting goofy on you. Alright, that's a short one, so we want to do that like a so. In there without too much trouble. Might just have to take it all apart, doing what I said don't do. Oh well. I thought this one was going to be easy. Alright, so I'll get these out of the way. Now we got some room to put these in through here. And this one, well, we gotta get them both up. Alright. There we go. Oh, the drive shaft came out. Alright, you're winning, you're winning. Okay, let's try this again. Just think when I do the servo, I get to do this all over again. Alright, where's the long screw? Right here. It slid in without much force, so keep that in mind when doing this task. You don't need much force, you just need to finagle it in there. All the same. No, that's the shorter. The shorter goes here, the longer goes against the shock. There's the shorter one. Yep. And like this. Okay, now what I want to do is see if I have the shrink wrap for that. Looks like I do have the right size. Good. So that is going to be cut about right there. Okay. Okay, so to make that work, we have to get the drive shaft. Oh no, we have to put the shrink wrap here first, then get the drive shaft in place. There's two spots where they're flat. Okay. just in. I'm not going to worry about the drive shaft on the inside. I don't think it's going to actually pop off. It's in there like that. Okay, and a hair dryer or heat gun will be your friend to shrink that. Don't use a lighter. Don't use a torch, because it'll melt the plastic around there. Okay, so hair dryer, heat gun. So if you're going to do this and you have the bearing kit, do that at the same time. Unless you're weird like me. Alright, I'm going to shrink those off camera because I don't want the camera to melt. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Here's the trick I did. Look, I had the battery plugged in. What I did is I held it over the heat gun and then I used the throttle to throttle it, and then the drive shaft spun and it shrunk the tubing in a nice fashion. So that's really good. Yeah. Lickety split. You don't have to hold it over the heat gun very long. It's long enough for it to shrink. Yeah. Alright, so we got that done. We got our CVDs or whatever these are called. Shrink tubed or shrink wrapped so that they don't come apart. We got the clearance now in our trailing arms, so hopefully these won't get stuck on the rocks, and if they do, they'll just come out. And it removed the flex from there as well. Well, overall, I think it did pretty well. The new suspension arms performed just fine. I got good articulation with them and good clearance, I'd say. I don't know if the brass ones would have made a difference in the weight. Don't know. But it is still a little top heavy as some of the flips shown. I did, however, break the front differential. You can see here the pour differential is broken. I stripped out one of the gears, so I've got new gears ordered for those, which are the overdrive gears, which I hope help this thing crawl up those hills a little bit better and not flip backwards. But we shall see how that works. I know that does make a difference on my Vanquish, so I'm hoping it'll make that same difference here. So yeah, I think that these are an overall, I think these are a worthwhile investment. I like the way they look. I like the way they perform. And yeah, there you go. So thumbs up on that one. That was a good upgrade for this. These tires, not so much. They didn't grip as well as the other tires. Here's the old tires. Here's the difference between the two. These tires gripped a lot better than these, so I've got more of these tires coming as well. So we shall see how that performs. I also ordered the brass inserts for the rims. So we'll see if that makes a difference too. Again, we're going to do it one at a time. Even though I should put the bearings in when I replace this differential, I'm not going to. I want to see what one upgrade does at a time. But I think the bearings will probably be after the differential. We've got too many other little upgrades that those could go in. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the series. Let me know how you enjoy the series down in the comments, and if you'd like me to do more one upgrade at a time videos, and let me know which crawler you're interested in those upgrades too.